Hello, my friends. Sifu Jay here, artist of truth. Just hanging out. Let's go for a walk. See this kind of stuff here? Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in life in general. Forget about the things that maybe as a child we enjoyed greatly. The benefits of our environment. All of the things that we needed only to satisfy our curiosity and inspire our minds in some way. Simply listening to the wind, an airplane, anything, climbing a tree, rolling in the grass. And yet somewhere along the way, we are conditioned out of the idea that we are making our happiness. That you can use your imagination. You can do anything that you want to do in life. Believe in yourself. What do you want to be? After all, what is life about? And then, somewhere probably in the middle of our education, we begin to get well, you've got to think about your family. What do you want to do in your life one day? How are you going to make money? Of course, money. Don't you want a house and a Rolls Royce? And yet, if you are happy in life, and in this society as we exist at this moment in time, it is perfectly fine, I guess, to have a monstrous home and whatever mechanical device that you enjoy, as long as it is not somehow sucking the essence of your life away, or you're not robbing the environment or others in order to get it. Perfectly okay, actually, to do what you love. Writing, teaching. See the old barn here years ago? Got the old roll-up door there, speaking of. It never made it onto the barn. Or to the shop. It actually wasn't supposed to go into the barn. This is probably 15 years ago. Sorry, sidetrack. But whatever it is that makes you feel alive in life, do that. Even if I can't do it, here right now, Sifu Jay, artist of truth, regardless of me. You know, don't concentrate so much on the finger pointing towards the moon, I guess, to use a little Eastern philosophy there, Bruce Lee-ism. The old, you know, don't concentrate on the finger or you miss all that heavenly glory. You can find that in Enter the Dragon and in some old Taoist philosophy there, but it's very, very meaningful in the sense that we get so caught up in looking at the one thing that we forget about the direction. If I cannot do it, but I've grasped, or I can at least speak the method, then run with it. Run with it. Leap over me. Keep going. Somehow we have to take back our lives from the clutches of ignorance and mediocrity. I am not certain of how we will do it. I do know that we have to be mindful, and I'm not talking about mindfulness as in the new fad. Mindfulness, it works. 6 minutes of mindfulness to snap you out of your writer's block. And being mindful of everything. How many moments do we actually spend thinking about real happiness? not something. Once I get that thing, I'll be happy. But are we mindful, thinking of what are we doing to hinder ourselves? Where would we be now had we made different decisions? And you don't have to become pessimistic and go, oh God, well, my life is awful. If I'd have just not done these things, I would be somewhere else. Well, you can still change. No matter where you are, no matter what is going on, you can still do something about your life. At this moment now, our government, in the freest land on earth, obviously, can still rein in a few more things from us and take everything. Maybe we'll be crawling all over each other even more than we are now if we continue to be blind, killing each other, believing that, you know, one race, one class is just taking over the other. Or we can open our eyes and see that we're doing it to ourselves. We give the power to others, our leaders. Somehow we just believe them. But if we're going to take our lives away from the stress and the ignorance and the cycle of just get in the car, drive to work, clock in, just hate my job, thinking about blowing this place up while I'm here the whole time, you know, freaking out, doing all this stuff to retire when I'm almost dead. I just work 35, 40 years. A dog even agrees with me. He's whining right now. Just complaining, man, I just come outside, lay in the grass every day, look around. Sometimes I get food. What are we doing in life? What are we doing? We're just running all over the place. Lots of times when I'm speaking with you, my friends, my students, I'm thinking about my own life. And it very much relates to everyone. But I'm thinking, what if I had only done something different? I'm also going, because I have lots of training at this, and I guess conditioning in a way, to remove other conditioning. I've spent a great portion of my life freeing myself from ideas that were very restricting and developing practices to be spontaneous, but still somewhat of a method to cure myself. My body, my mind, and therefore my life. It's very difficult even to express it sometimes. It's why sometimes I may seem all over the place. Because as I am contemplating, how do I say this out loud? What is in here? How do I say it? How do I get the point across? Without coming across as some kind of hypocrite, or maybe in the opposite end, as someone may look and say, this guy's like a prophet. He knows all these things, he's reading my mind, and I'm neither. I'm someone who struggles with lots of things, anger and stress and everything that you may be going through. Maybe not everything. We are unique in some aspects, and we're very much alike in others. In my own mind, I have balance. And most of the time, I have these things that kick in when I start thinking negative stuff. When I said a moment ago that I struggle with stress, something in my mind went off. Bam, it's a whole other thing. But I had to develop it, and I'm still developing it as I struggle. As I go about the day, falling back into thinking that other people are causing my troubles. And in some ways they are. But only by mosquitoes. They're causing the trouble in the sense that I give them the power to. Whether it's in a relationship that I just feel like I shouldn't walk away from, or a business and so on and so forth. Not necessarily Now, as far as relationship is, I mean, generally speaking, sometimes it can be hard as a human being to go, I'm stuck in this job, I'm stuck in this relationship, I'm stuck here. No way out, and we feel helpless, and although we really do have the power to change. But it's in everything that we do. The mindfulness, maybe I got sidetracked from that, and I do apologize. That's the struggle to get it out. Being mindful means every single thing that you do. It's in what is on. Do you leave the television on while you're sleeping? What programs, and program is a good word, are you watching or listening to? What are you reading? Who is talking to you? Are your friends, when you talk to your friends, are those the friends that call and go, girl, guess what? Oh my God, guess what happened? Guess who I saw at church last Sunday with a red dress on? And are they coming in and it's the same thing, screaming, yelling? And are we doing it ourselves? Because it's very easy. You look at the other person, empathy. You empathize sometimes means that you look and you go, I feel this in myself. Well, that also applies to negative stuff. If you look at a person and go, look at the way they're talking to their girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband. Look at the way they're doing that. Then you go, oh, wait a second. Sometimes maybe I'm doing that. Being mindful. What am I putting into my body? We don't need to all eat the same. Of course, I'm here saying a raw vegan diet is probably the best diet on earth, and I stand by that. If you have access to it. Mostly raw, but definitely vegan, I would say. Unless you're in a circumstance where you're not farming, or you can't farm enough. You can't take enough from the land in that sense. You don't live close to a convenience store. Or a grocery store of some sort. Or a farm somewhere where you can trade. Highly unlikely in America. But let's just say, off the grid somehow, your environment. People that survive for long periods of time. Not as vegans in the cycle of life. And then taking the life of another living thing to survive under extreme circumstances. You'd have to weigh it. Which level of sentience, knowledge, knowing that I exist, which level is greater? Which is more important? A mosquito's life or yours? And so on. When it comes to diet, there's a little bit of a reference for that. Sometimes you may be out and the only thing to do is to fish and to hunt and things. But outside of that, I don't think that's the case. Even then, you'd never be as healthy as if you had the proper plant-based diet. And I just kind of derailed a little bit for that. Just to say, hey, you can't be too hard on anything though, really. Trust me, right circumstances, I'm eating whatever I can eat. No matter what. But being mindful of it, taking into account, if I just took something's life, I did it because there is no choice. It's me or them, I'm dying. I'm hungry, my kids are hungry. Same thing, you should have that approach with basically everything that you do. If I'm going to watch this program and program myself, this imaginary world where I really get into this show, and I've just like anyone else, I've like, oh, I really like that show, it's pretty cool. If I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take on the stress, you know that scientifically it is a fact that your mind, your neuromuscular pathways, your neurosenses, not just your muscular, but the neural pathways in your mind, cannot distinguish between something that is very intensely focused upon, like when you have a nightmare, right? And you believe it's real, you wake up sweating, heart racing. In certain instances, there's no distinguishability, if that's a word, between what you are intensely focusing on and believing and then happening in the real world. If you're watching these, a play, a television program, whatever, and you're involving yourself in these lives and these fake worlds, and you're so caught up in it, and everything that you're doing is focused on that. Like reading, I guess, same thing, right? But even little pieces of some of these things can inspire you differently, right? You read the right stuff, it affects your mind the right way, you get inspired to do something different. Watching something can do the same thing. Being around the right people can do the same thing. Let's walk for a minute. I hope that I'm not too scattered. I know I'm all over the place a little. If I have a message at all today, it's mostly take back your life from the clutches of conditioning and noise. And it's why I keep referencing being mindful, watching what you eat, thinking about what you read, what you say, what you dream, what is going on around you when you're riding down the road and all the Applebee's, McDonald's, have you heard the good news? Every billboard, your mind starts to wander. Oh, I wonder what it's like to be in it. You can simply catch it. You catch it, ignite, laugh at it a little bit. Oh, look at that thing there running off. And I start to think about, I remember when I was a child, and start to get post-traumatic stress. Bam. Doesn't have to be that way. The first step is simply to acknowledge that something is going on, right? We can pass through life believing intensely, and we're told to do this every single moment. Believing that we are not in control. That, at least in our society, our culture, in free land, we are not in control. Something outside of us controls everything that we do, and it knows everything that we think, and then we're burdened by our mind and the sins of our forefathers and all this other nonsense. If you just sit in a corner and you allow all these people to tell you that if you just do what they say, if you just do this, your life will be different, and yet your children are dying, your loved ones are sick, you're sick, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe you have lots of money, lots of cars, a big house, and yet you're off somewhere with someone else instead of home. Stressed out. Not a bad person. Not an axe murderer. Called up. Sitting around, how do I break this cycle? How do I break this cycle without just absolutely losing my mind or hurting everyone? But we're told that we have to hand it over to someone else. Oh, you're okay, you're free. No matter, you can do whatever. Do whatever you want, except this. Or these other things. But really, at this time in the universe, in this place, we do have the opportunity to use our minds to make a living. If we're not able to farm the land and trade with our brothers and our neighbors, then in this way, we can actually still do things like riding and all. You can still do that. We have the power to change. And we always have. We're changing every day. We're walking around thinking that we're not the authors of our lives. And yet in our mind, as the wheels are turning and we're just kind of just drooling along, 5-hour energy shot instead of the food just to keep going. 17 coffees. But it's got to be my brand, because that brand is the best. As we're just wandering through life, allowing the mind slayers of corporations, which have been doing it forever. Corporations, religious leaders, everyone with a dollar to make on a grand scale that says, better to give your child 7-Up earlier in life. Cold is great. Go ahead and give it to your baby when they're 6 months old. It's in this ad, in the 1930s, 1940s, whatever. Must be correct, right? They can't say that on television. Oh, there's just a new thing. It's just a new thing. It's great. It keeps you up for long periods of time. Comes in this nifty little white powder. Oh, wow, all the scientists are using it. Must be good, right? Don't mean to be so outlandish sometimes. Maybe I do. It comes out this way. So I'm thinking about all the drugs and all of the just absolute craziness where I feel as if I'm going to explode. I think about what I've done in life and the power that I have given to others, at least for a very short period of time, to almost just basically drag the wind away from me, just to pull me down from the mountaintop, hand at the sky, just snatch back. Considering my mind, it's amazing, but at least you must understand that somewhere over there's a fence to know that you're in prison, right? Just because you don't see the fence initially, you don't see the wall. You're free. Don't go too far. Don't go too far. It's okay. Trust me, everything's all right. Everything over there is bad. Don't do that. Once you see the wall and you know that you're in prison, then you try everything you can to escape, right? I must be free. I must be free. I'm here trying to show you the wall. It is possible. I'm not enlightened in any way. I wish I was, whatever enlightened means. A mind that is somehow unlocked, capable of knowing things, feeling without being trapped in those feelings. Not a prisoner to emotion. I've had moments of it. I even believed for a short period of time I was becoming enlightened. And, as long as I maintain certain relationships, I keep being reminded that I'm not enlightened. We are alive now, right now in this moment. Whatever it is that we want to do, we want to see, we want to achieve. If you want to write. If you just absolutely love working for someone else, do that. If you like to teach. If you want to sing, find a way to sing and be able to support yourself, to live the life that you want to live by singing. We all have different things and different talents in life. What we do with our time is the most important thing. I'll say this word again. The mind slayers have taken away from us the view, the time. We're wasting time. Driving between gas stations, spending those just a little bit at a time, but sucking away the wealth so that we go, oh, I don't have as much money as I thought I had. Let me go back to work for a little while. Let me do something that I wouldn't normally do. Let me give the control back to someone else for just a little while. Oh, I like this thing over here. I'll go borrow some money and I'll go. We just keep doing it. Keep doing it. One day when we're too decrepit and too old to move, we go, oh, I can retire now. But if we can break the hand, we can snap it loose. we can pump open our own eyes and say, hey, you know what? It may not be easy at first. You don't have to be climbing Everest and leaping from airplanes and, training at the Shaolin Temple. You don't have to be doing that right now. Right where we are is happiness. Right where we are, we can do something about our lives. We have the power to change. We're messing up. We're messing up. The beauty of life. Several words popped in there, which is what made me hesitate. And I didn't want to say anything that sounded like it related to some Western religion. Right now is paradise. We're too stupid to see it. And I simply mean stupid in that we're ignorant. Mostly because we're being conditioned to be that way. In school, pledge allegiance to the flag. And what the heck does that even mean? I pledge allegiance to a piece of cloth. I lie myself. The flag and I, we're just going to skip. You get what I'm saying, right? You just say this stuff over and over and over again, right? It's like saying, oh, I'll never do anything, man. The rich people taking everything from us. And every single day calling you, just riding, hey, man, what's up? Man, you know what? We'd all be kings and queens if the man wasn't taking it from us. And we all do it, every single one of us. We do it in some way. Don't mind my caricatures. I know I'm going to get some comments, but oh, hey, sorry about your luck. That's what happens. It's real. It's the way that it is. We got to recognize it in ourselves. We sit around saying, I'm not going to achieve. I'm not going to do it. I'd be in Harvard right now if I was like everybody else. But do you really want to be in Harvard whenever Google pretty much has the knowledge? Or at least the servers connected to Google. I know it sounds crazy, but it really is true. And then you get the, why do we believe, oh, you can't get a good job? People that have a degree, they make $60,000 more a year than that. Well, I know a lot of people with a degree. They're working for $300 a week in Charleston. Behind just tour guides like myself. Take the test. It's a hard test. Oh, I took the test. It's great. Bam, I beat it. Tour guide. Boom, that's true. What you got a degree in? Well, I got a degree in, I got a PhD in philosophy, and I got a bachelor's in biochemistry and all this other stuff. And thought I was going to work in the Air Force for NASA. But, people with a degree make $60,000 more a year. You know why? You hear that stuff all the time. So you'll go and you will spend everything that you have at a school that are like super mansions, right? Super mansions, unless you have the education of a toddler and you can kick a ball around or you can dunk. And then you pretty much all you have to do is get the right people together. Sorry, I'm being attacked down here. Get the right people together to keep you propped up with enough stuff that you have a 2.0 average. And you make this college like $70 billion every season, not realizing that you don't see any of it, and you get injured, you never make it into the pros and all. And that's not to knock everyone, depending upon what it is. I'm not knocking anyone. I'm trying to open eyes to say, look, you can be super educated and still be able to do a backflip dunk. So that you can be sitting there and negotiating going, you know what? Since we all get together and all you rich people that sponsor us and all, you're all making tons of money. We need some, and actually know how to get it. That's what I'm getting at. Open your eyes. Do something with your life. We can all achieve whatever it is that we like. And that may be doing, that may be kicking around a ball. It may be teaching. It may be doing something. It may be doing comedy, which I've dabbled in. But unless we snatch the responsibility back to ourselves and go, look, I can do this no matter what. No matter where I am, I can do this. Given enough time, taking in a breath, I can do it. Well, Oh, there's a thumb. Ah. Lots of little gnats and mosquitoes. For those of you in the mountain skeeters. They're talking to me. They're going, hey, your video just went 30 minutes. Let's do something, man. Let's do something that changes this world. Something that we are ahead of, that we know we are doing, right? You are changing the world every moment. You're changing your own life. Whether you do, oh, I'm not doing anything and life's just moving, so therefore I'm not changing it. Well, by doing nothing, you're doing something. You're choosing to just be where you are. To just degenerate. To deteriorate. Pass the buck along. Somebody else is going to do it. I don't need to. One day the world will change. Dogs will bark. And I'll be great. I'll have the spouse I want. I'll have the car. If I just watch The Secret enough, I can just get it. Right? If I pray enough. Oh, don't you talk about The Secret, boy. My friends, my students, I spend my life being happy. I'm in a situation that I could have changed a long time ago. And then other part of my life, man, I'm bouncing around, skipping around like I was a minute ago, talking about the flag. Having a blast. Teaching Kung Fu, bam. Training with the greatest people on the planet, martial artist-wise. Eating like a superhero. Superhero squirrel, maybe. And if I can help someone free their mind, even if I can't do it, I never imagined I'd live this long. And if I don't live another day, I've done everything that I'd like to do a few other things, but I'd go out smiling. Maybe not. You have to know life in every breath, every single moment. This beautiful sky. It's getting low. Look at that. Mosquitoes. Vampires. Life in every breath. It means that every moment is precious. Every single thing that you think, everything you say, everything you do matters. Everything matters. Focus on what you have power over, and that is you. The things that you can control, you put those things in order. Focus on that. Work on it. Improve it. Have confidence that you can do whatever it is. The reason you can do it is because you put in the time. And when you put in the time, you'll have confidence to move forward. Every single day, don't let time slip away. Sitting on the couch eating, tomorrow I'm going to do it. Oh, God, my day's wasted. Oh. Do something. Do something. 33 minutes, 31 seconds. I will let you go. If you're still watching, man, I really appreciate it. I'm going to have some more videos coming up on where I'm actually showing some more juicing and all. I haven't done it in a while. Been more focused on the philosophy. I've spoken about the diet a good bit. Clean up your life. I'm all for pretty much anything. I mean, really, if a substance that you can place into your body that really isn't harming you, that it somehow accelerates you to superstardom, do it. If you know that it's going to help. You know? Things that are going, you put it in your body, it's going to destroy you. Be weary. So with that, my friends, Facebook, internet, YouTube, somewhere out there. Mosquitoes. You're carrying along my blood, so right now you're going to live another 30 years. Subscribe to my channel, please. Look me up online, Sifu Jay Kennedy. Just put it in, Sifu Jay Kennedy. Sifu. We do some Wing Chun together. We do some Kung Fu. I don't care. I don't really care what it is. I've trained in every kind of martial art. I still cross-train in everything I can do. Some guy opens a school down the road, I'll jog to it. I'll be in there throwing some little silly reverse punches or whatever just for fun. Do what you love. So, with that, thank you. As always, I love everyone. I'll talk with you soon.